Hello, hello, travel people. We are back for the news, travel news, according to what I got into my inbox and news feeds that I found most interesting. Um, Returning to the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival this March, they are going to be having a Garden Rocks concert series. A few artists that will be on that ticket will be Smash Mouth, Blue Oyster Cult, Pointer Sisters, Starship, Switchfoot, Kool and the Gang, and I'm dating myself if I say this stuff. I know I am definitely dating myself when I say some of these things. Rick Springfield, the Commodores, the Spinners, Simple Plan, Living Color. That's just a few of the artists that they will have in those during their performances. And it looks like those performances will start in March, early March, and go all the way through till early July. And beginning on the 9th, which I do believe was this week, you can start securing your spots for those rocking performances that will be at the Garden Rocks in Orlando at Epcot. And then Crystal Cruises is now officially relaunched under the reimagined name and vision, Crystal Exceptional at Sea. Crystal has announced its 2023 and 2024 voyages aboard the newly refurbished Crystal Serenity and Crystal Symphony. Both ships are reimagined with larger updated suites and so much more. The two ships will soon embark on itineraries that go around the globe and will travel throughout the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, Canada, and New England, along with Alaska, the Caribbean. It'll go through the Panama Canal, the Middle East, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. That's a whole lot of stuff for two ships right now, but they will definitely have a beautiful itinerary set up. Onshore and seamless experiences with unparalleled levels of service will be arranged by Abercrombie and Kent. So Crystal is reborn with Abercrombie and Kent to plan memorial experiences in each destination. The first sailings will be the Mediterranean cruise on the Crystal Serenity on July 31st. And the Crystal Symphony is scheduled to depart on September 1st from Athens. And Paul Gauguin, I can't remember if I'm saying his name right. Paul Gauguin Cruises is celebrating the 25th year of sailing the French Polynesians and exploring Society Islands and beyond the Cook Islands, areas like Fuji and Bali. So they are 25 years this year. Crystal Cruise Lines, which has begun issuing pre-cruise advisories. Now, these advisories, most of these are not new. They are just actually going about a new way of issuing pre-cruise advisories. So they're outlining the do's and don'ts of appropriate cruising behavior, and it will be coming out in an email to upcoming passengers. These policies, again, they are not new. They have been available on the cruise line's website for many years, but now they are definitely making them more in your face before you get on board, so you know what the rules are. Yeah, they're just getting more direct, more upfront about the cruising policies that they already have intact, that they've already had intact. They want to make sure you understand these things before you even arrive on their ship. They will be explaining the long-standing guidelines. These includes rules regarding marijuana. Cruise lines are required to follow U.S. federal law, and that does strictly prohibit the possession and use of marijuana and other illegal substances at this time. The cruise line's beverage policies are also covered in the advisory. They also address the high practice of trying to save seats. So when you get down to the pool lounge and you throw a book on a chair or something on a chair to save a seat at 6 o'clock in the morning, that doesn't work. That doesn't really fly. Seating is and always has been first come, first serve. There is no saving seats so that you have something to sit on later on. And there is unruly and disruptive behavior will not be tolerated. There are financial consequences, and you can face a fine up to $500. And if your behavior warrants, they will disembark you from the cruise. There may be additional costs that are accrued, and you can be banned from future Carnival cruise lines. So don't let that be you. And then the last thing that I found, because I do find this stuff very interesting, and I keep trying to find this information as I go because it's kind of important to me as I hopefully get to start traveling here very soon as well. Countries that have remaining COVID restrictions. China and Hong Kong will require proof of full vaccination against COVID-19 in addition to negative test results that you have to show within 48 hours of departure. They are open, however, you do have to be fully vaccinated. Japan is also welcoming overseas travelers who have been fully vaccinated and boosted with vaccines approved by the Japanese government. Unvaccinated Americans, however, over the age of 6 traveling to Japan will be required to provide a negative pre-travel COVID test results no more than 72 hours ahead of departure. I kind of like it better when they have the either or, because I'm not going to get poked. That's just me. Especially now that the world is open and it's opening up even more. So knowing these restrictions is very, very important, I think. Indonesia this winter will also require proof of vaccinations against COVID-19, while traveling to the Philippines is going to require proof of inoculation against the virus or a negative lab test. And that lab test does need to be received within 24 hours prior to the date and time of departure. South America and Brazil continue to require international arrivals to present proof of vaccinations, either printed or on electronic form, or a negative test taken 1 day prior to boarding their flight. In Chile, adults ages 18 and over will require proof of vaccination against COVID-19 or a negative test results within 24 or 48 hours of departure. Colombia has similar rules in effect with unvaccinated adults ages 18 and over to require present negative test results upon entry. In Africa, fully vaccinated travelers face pre-departure testing requirements in some places. Central Africa, the Central African Republic is another area as well. Many countries are still requiring proof of negative testing prior to departure if unvaccinated. So truly the only places I have noticed so far are Kinko's and can't think of the other word right now, and China right now that are definitely requiring that you have your paperwork to show that you are fully vaccinated. Otherwise, there are other ways around it as long as you can show a test that shows that you are in a negative testing results with things. So that's where we are at right now with the COVID restrictions as far as what I've seen so far as of late. And that is all I have for now. This is, again, goes back to since January 30th, this is the information that I found. So pretty much everything for the beginning of February so far of 2023. That is as much interesting travel news as I have right now. So I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful weekend and rest of your time, travel people. Thank you much.